So the video you're about to watch is about doing the handbrake cables on this Vivaro van, this white one. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can kind of follow what we're doing, and what I'll do is I'll explain some other stuff at the end of the video, so keep watching to the end, and I'll try and show you a little bit more on the cable and stuff like that, of why they fail. It's a little bit difficult to film at the under the van, so I hope you enjoy it, and any questions, drop us a message or a comment. Okay. So welcome back to another video. We're just going to look at some handbrake cables today and how to get them off. I could just disconnect them and show you, try to get underneath and show you. It's difficult with the camera setup to show you, but we'll get the idea hopefully from this. I've jacked it up, take the wheels off. I think you might be able to do this just on your drive with a jack and getting underneath the back of it, and an axle stand for safety, and you might be able to flick them off, but you do have to get a fair way underneath to disconnect them from there. So somebody asked about handbrake cables. I'll show you this white van. I think these calipers were getting sacked off. They're pretty rusty. It did have discs and pads on it before it came to its resting place, but we're just going to probably blast all these and renew it. I might even drop the axle off this, the rear beam off this, and clean it all up and refurb it. Let's see if we can get it started first. That's another problem, innit? But let's look at this. So these are the rear shoes, rear discs. There, look. So it's this bit here we're looking at. Now this is kind of free here. So what you're looking for is, does that hit that stop there when it comes back up? So you'll find in winter these vans are a nightmare. So you'll see a lot of forums where people are having a laugh, putting a brick behind wheel, leaving it in gear. It's actually no joke that. I've had 10 of these vans, and they've all frozen on it when it's freezing. So if you can and you live somewhere you can do it, chock it with a brick, leave it in gear and leave the handbrake off. Sticking on back and you set off, you can smell it burning within minutes. So it's definitely it's a joke, but it's needed. So that what'll happen is, if sometimes you'll find that this lever will end up like that, down, and your handbrake's off, means your caliper's sticking on. I've never refurbed these calipers. I think I picked them up once for about 35 quid a side. There might be an exchange on them, I don't know, but last ones I don't think I did exchange them, but I just take them anyway just in case, and just refurb them. We'll probably blast out carrier up and everything else, and we'll paint calipers on it. Just depends if we get this van running, like I say, and what we do with it. So how to get it off? Well, I've got these off in the past. Is the handbrake's off this already. He's put a screwdriver in that arm. These calipers are pretty, and do that. So you can see I'm lifting it off. This is going to be tricky to do, is this, I think, with this camera. But if you notice there, I've just flicked that down like that, push the arm down and lift that out of its socket, push it down there, and it's out. I let the caliper come back. This caliper is pretty free, to be honest, but given the age of the van and what the cost to replace, I think we'll just keep the discs and we'll ditch it off the van. And then they just don't clip really, so you can follow it round. How can we do it now? Let's have a look. Let's try and get under the van. So I'm just going to clip my camera to this. It's all very technical, but let's just see if I can do it. Let's click you onto there, like that. Right. So, where are we under here? This could be going all the way wrong. Oh, it's not working. Right. So, just a minute. So there's the front cable right down there, which obviously we know the fuel tank's off this van, don't we? And I think if that snapped, I think you'd be in a bit of a funny position to get to it, wouldn't you, because it'd be above your tank. But what I would do is, if it did snap, is thread a piece of wire or something down from the handbrake along and then you could connect your cable and pull it hopefully back through. I've never had to do that, but it's something you might have to consider doing if that happens. Right, so let's look at where the handbrake cable's going. Oh dear. Do we need a torch? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So the handbrake cables go round and up there. See if my light makes any difference. Oh, there we go, look at that. So they go up there, and basically you can see how they come round into that pocket. So they come up and round and into there. And if your handbrake's slackened off, they just pop out of there. So it would be impossible for me to film it, I think, without being too high up. But what we'll do is, let me see if I can get that one. I'll see if I put this camera back here. I don't think it's going to work. It's just so awkward working out floor. We all have to do it, don't we? I think my camera's going to fall over. It's got so much gadgets on it, it's unreal. Right, hang on. Right, I'm going to try and do this. So, it's clipped here. It's got clips on it. So I've unclipped it from... I never like being under cars, really. Right, and then... I think these cables are shot in there. I'll just go get a pair of grips and cut some of these tie wraps on. Just a second. Right, here we go. It's a messy job. So we'll start from the caliper end. And what I've done is I've just pulled it through. You can't see me because I'm just down near the rear caliper. Right, look, can't really see what I'm doing, but I pulled that off there. I'm just coming back along here now. So let's bring this camera on so I can see what I'm doing. I said it'd be a bit funny today, didn't I? So what I'm doing now is I'm just up here doing this bit. Unclip it there and then I'm trying to work my way along, if you know what I mean. It would help, I think, to do this on ramps if you I think you can do it with wheels on, to be honest, because you've got to get under the car to do it, and it ain't very nice feeling, to be honest. Right, oops. So we just need to take that off. So on this end here, this is where they get a bit of water in when they bend down. On there. In that bit there where it goes around to the caliper, can you see? And you can see there, actually, look, it's split. So these are probably naff anyway. Can you see that? Can I get it in focus? No. See if I can touch my camera to pick it up. Come on, no. So in there's a brake. You can see it, can't you? There, and water gets in there, sits in this cable, and just rusts them out, and then they stick on. So yeah, they're not brill. So these are about. I think these have had it, to be honest. So let's. I need to come round there for the top bit. It's in here. Spin the camera on there. So what we're going to do now is going to try and just as you can see it's quite loose, is that. If I pull that forward, it just hooks in the back and it just pops out. So I'll just put this camera back here and see if you can see that. So much muck on it, I can't even see it. I need a pair of grips. Awkward. It's much easier, it's all cleaner. It's like a little offset noggin. Or a little offset in there. We're trying to just fish the cable through it, but so much muck and stuff on it and soil, and it's taking a bit of sorting out. Get out. We got it. We got it. It's out. You can see it's such a... Oh. So the green one on this is driver's side. I don't know what you've been able to see there, but you'll have to just bear with me. So the green one is driver's side. But what we'll do is we'll get all that off and clean it, and you'll see when we change them. But there's a little noggin that sits into, and you've just got to, it hooks in and pulls in so it can't fall out, but you can't always get them out. You know, this is caked up. Look at my hands. It shouldn't be like that really. People just get spraying grease and grease. There's no need for it, because it actually wears at the back, at the bottom, and that's it. I'm sure if your van's a bit better than this one, you would have been able to do it. It's taken about 15 minutes on it to do that. But if I could see that bracket up there, without having a cup covered in oil, it'd probably be a lot easier to get out, to be honest. So that's how you do them. But you'll see underneath it, also give you an idea how to get them out. And other side, but just remember green's driver's side on this van. See if yours is the same and let us know. But there's not much to them underneath. You can easily strip them down. This bit up here, this top bit here, if you look at it, it's actually in a couple of pieces. Look, there's a, I think it's called a carver clamp, that carver cleaver, claver summit. It's got a clasp on it. It must be 3 parts, so you've got that part there, which is your handbrake, to there, and then on there you've got another centrepiece that runs right down your van to there, with an adjuster nut on the back of that adjuster. Behind the spare wheel there's like a threaded rod with a nut on. I think it's like a thing to pull it up to adjust that cable as well, because there's no adjustment on the handbrake cables as such. I think I've always just used that nut a little bit just to nip them up, and there's an adjuster on the handbrake as well, isn't there? But yeah, if you're unsure with all this, get a garage to do it up on a ramp. It might not be that bad a job. I think the cables were about 20 quid a side, 25 quid a side, so there's a bit of labour. Somebody might do it for like 100 quid or something like that, then you know it's right. But I was doing my own, like, so there you go. So yeah, handbrake cables on a handbrake cables on a Vauxhall Vivaro, Renault Traffic's all the same. But yeah, well, funny way to end this video, but hopefully it's been helpful for someone, and you can have a go at your handbrake cables. Just remember, in winter it's not fun to have a sticky handbrake, and the frost gets to them and does them in. So a tip there for you. Oh dear. Right, thanks for watching everyone, and thanks for taking your time to support the channel and follow it and stuff. It's great. Got some comments, and this one came from a comment, see if I could do it. Hopefully I've answered your question, and I'll catch everyone in the next video. Bye for now. So I hope you've watched the video. This is a little bit on the end. I thought I'd show you while I'm up and out of the van, and I've washed my hands, and it's proper oily, that underneath there. It wasn't very good at all. So this is the cable, like I said, the green one. I'm definitely sure these cables are handed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is green, which is driver's side. I've repeated myself here. And this is the bit off the back. You can see it's not very well. That bit would slot inside the caliper, like you saw me take it off. But if you notice there, I couldn't quite show you, could I? There's a brake. Let me turn my light on. I want to show you this really. There, look. Can you see that? That ain't good. So all the water's getting stuck in here, and frost and everything else, and just rusting these up. So the seized up. This ain't seized yet, but it's going. Do you know what I mean? Let's see if we can get some of this off. Yeah. It's probably I've bent that excessively. You can see it'll just sit in the van like that underneath. Then eventually grit and muck and stuff seized up. You put your handbrake on one day when it's cold and you've got lock-up time, or you put your handbrake on and it won't come off, and you better tell, like I said, that the lever on the back will be down and it won't come back up. You might think your caliper's sticking, but check your cables first. You know, I've done many vans. We're gonna rip this lot off this van. Calipers a lot. If we can get it running, I keep saying that, get it running, be alright. But for what it costs, check your calipers. If they look a bit sticky and that arm's not moving properly, and it's not, you can push it down and let go, it springs back up. You might be worth looking at your calipers as well. You do need to wind the calipers back on these vans. You need a winding tool. If you want that, a video on that, I'll strip the calipers off while this thing's swinging in the air, and I'll show you a wind back tool. And some people don't know, and I'll wind the calipers back in and show you if you want that. That's not a problem. But I wanted to do this little quick short video at the end while I'm up and out of the car, because there's a little bit dusted under there, and that bit there is the bit that goes in. There's a slot at the back where the cables go in. There's a kind of offset slot, and then the cable goes in, so you have to put it in and then pull it so it can't come out, because it was so oiled up that, I don't know why, or greased up, I couldn't see the actual slot, but with the grips and everything else it came out alright. But yeah, that end goes into the cable on the top, and that's the bottom. So hopefully you enjoyed watching it, and I won't repeat myself, but thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Bye for now.